When looking at businesses, you look at hairdressers, barbers, fish and chip shops. But the business that I'm looking at today is something that started to become very popular after COVID-19. And the business I'm looking at today is dog home boarders, specifically Ma and Pa's Leash and Lodge. It's a small self-employed business located in Havering. Ma and Pa got the licence in January 2025, but had started the business a year before this and was working to build the business and to see if it was something she wanted to do long term. The name Ma and Pa Leash and Lodge is a mix of Ma Bailey's boarding house from It's a Wonderful Life and the Ma and Pa originating from the part of the house being used by her own mum and dad before they passed away. When she was looking after her mum and dad with dementia, she found dogs and dog walking extremely therapeutic for both herself as a carer and her parents who were suffering from Alzheimer's. No matter if they forgot who she was, having a dog with her settled them. Bella, a Cocker Spaniel, was the dog they had during that time and became the mascot of the business, even being the face for business marketing online. Because Ma and Pa is a home boarding business, they have an annex part of the house for the animals to stay, including sofas, a TV and a bathroom, allowing multiple dogs from different families to stay with them at the same time, as set out by the licensing department. This means that your fur baby goes on holiday at the same time as you, just with a different family. Ma and Pa's offer services such as daycare, weekend stays and even holidays. That allows their humans to go on holiday knowing their fur baby is in a home environment. For this documentary, I interviewed 3 clients who use Ma and Pa's. Hello, what's your name?
No.
My name's Sam.
My name's Andrea Thompson.
What dog do you own and what's their name?
I've got a long-haired dachshund called Hugo.
So I've got 2 dogs. One, they're part Bichon and part French Bulldog, and one's called Dylan and the other is called Stitch.
I've got a greyhound, an ex-racing greyhound called Barbara.
Can you tell us a funny story about your dog?
Funny story about, I'm just trying to think. There's so many of them. He doesn't like it if my husband gives me a cuddle. He will just go mad, start barking and trying to get in between us.
So they know how to clear a room. They can, hide under the table, and we'll all be sitting there looking at each other because there's a funny smell come up, and all of a sudden the dog will look at the other one and run out of the room, so you know it's definitely that one that's done it.
I can tell you lots of funny stories about my dog because she's an absolute character. At the moment, it's always been the way. Whenever it's time to go to bed, so before I go to bed, I make sure she goes outside to use the bathroom, and we go upstairs. So all day, she wants my attention, she wants my fuss, she wants fuss, and she wants to be involved, she wants to be near me, until it's the time for her to go to bed. So she will be laying down asleep because she has to sleep after dinner and she doesn't like to move. And then I say to her, come on Barbara, let's go for a wee and go to bed. And I've never seen a dog pretend to not hear you and have selective deafness at that point. Whatever she's doing, she'll lay there, you'll get a little eye glimpse at looking at you like you're crazy, and then she just sits there and looks away. And then she'll quickly look back to see if you're still standing there asking her, and then she'll look away. And that's the only time she doesn't want to follow me around the house. And it's just brilliant. It's the most dramatic, like, oh my god, go away. Are you still there? And I have to rattle her tin of biscuits really hard for her to get up. And then I hear her get up and I hear her do the head shake. And then she comes through. But it's literally, she's like, I won't do this when you tell me. I'll do it when I want to do. And just, can you leave me alone? Just leave me alone, yeah. And that's it. The rest of the time, she just wants to be next to you. But at that point, it's like, no, I'm not moving.
What are some of the things you love most about owning a dog?
I think a dog definitely makes a home. I love the fact that, like, when you come in and the dog's there, the home never feels empty. The cuddles, the walks, love going on walks, and yeah, just the fact they're just loyal and make you laugh, and just, I don't know, everything about having a dog is lovely.
The friendship, they're loyal. If Stitch is my dog, So Dylan, I would say, is the children's dog, but if I'm not well or upset, Stitch is literally by my side. So I love that.
The companionship, having someone or something there when you get home that you've got something to do things for. Having sometimes, I've had periods of depression and just very bad mental health, and she's been the reason for me to get up and do things and move and feed her and make sure she's all right. Whereas I don't know what I would have done if she hadn't been there. She's just a source of fun and laughter and joy and affection, and dogs love you unconditionally, and you feel that. That's an absolute truth about having a dog.
How did you come to use Ma and Pa's?
So I already knew Jamie, and she'd already been and met Hugo, and Hugo loved her straight away. So I knew that he would be in safe hands and you'd feel happy there.
Well, the owner of Ma and Pa's is my cousin, so that was a given.
Well, should I be completely honest about it and up front?
Yeah.
Your mum's one of my oldest and bestest friends, and she's always loved dogs, and she's always been a kind and good person, and I trust her. I would trust her with anything in my life, and I would trust her extremely, especially with my dog. And she's always looked after her. Barbara's always been happy to be there. And it's just, I know Jamie's going to look after her. I know Jamie's going to do the best for her. She's going to do the right thing, and never does anything lazily, never does anything half-cut, half-arsed. It's just, I know the attention is going to be there. She loves dogs, and she would never do anything to hurt or upset or harm a dog. She does the best for them all the time.
Do you think your dog enjoyed their time at Ma and Pa's?
Yes, he definitely enjoyed his time at Ma and Pa's, because when we walk past, he's always pulling me to go in.
They love being at Ma and Pa's. Jamie loves dogs, and you can see that, and the dogs know that, and obviously every time she walks into a room they run up to her because they think she's got a treat. She's the treat lady.
Oh yeah, of course, because when I would bring her around, she would jump out the car. She was happy to go in, and she's fine. Okay, see you later, Barbara. She loved it. She was never sitting there, never nervous, and she just loved it. And I knew the fact that I could, the way she would walk in the house like she was owned it, which is a typical greyhound thing. She was comfortable there. She was happy. So that's how I knew she was good. But I knew she always would be.
How long have you been coming to Ma and Pa's?
So he's only had one stay so far, but we've already booked in our next holiday, which will be soon.
Since it's opened?
Since I've had Barbara, which is about 6 years. So I would keep coming always.
What made you pick home boarding over kennels?
I don't think I would never really consider kennels. I like more the personal touch. I like the fact that I already knew Jamie as well, so I knew her as a person, so I could trust her. And I just think it's a nicer environment for the dogs to be in, a home environment.
Obviously, yes, Jamie is my cousin, as I've said, but I believe that the home boarding has a family feel. It's a little bit, you want home from home, and that's what Ma and Pa's gives.
I think because I knew that Jamie would take care of her, Jamie would look after her, and you all do. You're all good kids. Jamie's raised you really well, and you know how to look after animals and care for them and treat them the way that they should be treated. So I knew that she would always be happy and be looked after. And if I wasn't there to make a decision for her, I knew that you guys would make the best decisions. So that's why I'm absolutely happy to leave her with you guys.
What's your name?
Hello, I'm Jamie Ward.
What's your business and how long have you been in business for?
My business is Ma and Pa's Leash and Lodge. I'm a home boarding and dog walking service. This is my second year of having my licence with a local authority, but before then I was doing it on a much smaller scale, getting myself ready to become licensed.
What advice could you give to your past self about starting the business?
It can grow very quickly and take on arms and legs and go in different directions that you never thought possible. It was only ever meant to be a small venture, but once you got your licence, it kind of forces you to think about things that automatically make you a lot bigger.
What advice could you give to others who want to start up a self-employed business?
It's definitely worth doing, but I would say research is key. The more you research and the more you understand, it will be more helpful for you.
What do you enjoy most about the business?
The business I've chosen is working with dogs, so I get a lot from being able to be out and about walking the dogs, getting to get cuddles and strokes from the dogs. There's one sitting next to me, you can't see him, but he's actually nicked my chair and has gone asleep. So yeah, they just make you smile and they make you happy.
What's your least favourite part about the business?
Probably with the British weather, when it turns, you've still got to go out and you've still got to walk the animals. It's just the mess that comes after a walk. The walking itself is fine, but it's just all of the mess that comes with it after. A bit of a bind at times.
How do you ensure the safety and well-being of the dogs in your care?
Because I'm licensed and I'm fully insured, that helps give you a bit of peace of mind. And then you just build in processes in terms of health and safety to keep the dogs safe, the family safe, because it is a family-run business, and just that it works for everyone, really.
How do you determine your pricing structure for different services?
To be honest, I researched that because there's so many different versions in terms of kenneling, home boarding, every different service. I just did a lot of research and just put myself mid-range so that I was not at the top, but I wasn't at the bottom either.
So because you're a family business, what structure do you use as a family when you're taking care of dogs?
Well, during the days, Monday to Friday, everybody's out doing their own thing, so it's pretty much me. But come the weekends, if we've got boarding, when we're actually boarding dogs, then everyone has to chip in. So that we've all got our roles. My son, he's not old enough to be left alone with the dogs, but he is a really good playmate for them. So when he's here, his job is to be the playmate, playing with the toys and the balls, etc. My daughter, obviously you're old enough to be able to do some of the walks and pick up the slack at the weekend, so I can get on with maybe making some lunch or dinner. And my husband, he's on occasion had to sleep next door with the dogs when they get a bit clingy and don't want to be left alone. So yeah, it's a whole family affair.
So can you tell us a funny story from the business?
One that springs to mind is we had a puppy. So I basically had him, Santi. He's a Spanish water dog, and I had him every month as daycare so that they could get used to us, because the parents knew that they would be going away on holiday. So I had an elderly dog at the time, Bella, who was with us. And he was really funny, Santi, but he was obviously a puppy and she was a really old lady. And he was running around like a nutter. And then she popped her head in the doorway just as he was going to run in. And how he managed to he hurdled her. He actually cleared her. And he was so happy because we're cheering, because that could have been such an accident. But how he managed it was so funny. Another one is when you've got guests around, when you've got other people's dogs, you don't necessarily know what they're going to get up to. And we were all sitting in the garden having dinner with my in-laws, and the two dogs that we had, Honey and Chip, they decided that they were going to play fight, but that turned into dominance humping right on the end of the chair at the end of the table. So we're trying to talk whilst watching their little show. So that was quite funny. So yeah, with every day, they have got such characters. So I could tell you a funny story about every single one of the dogs that have come through, because they are just all really funny.
What connections do you have with other small businesses?
Well, mine's quite reliant on another small business, Hollywood Dogs. That was where I used to take my Bella to get her groomed, and the girls that run that were really kind, and they actually started taking my business cards in, so we kind of recommend each other. But I think you've interviewed one of my other clients who I have her dogs, and she's also my hairdresser. So it's kind of, we are all interlinked, so we all promote each other to all of our clients. So it's word of mouth business, and I think that's quite invaluable when you are a small business, because word of mouth is just really good, opposed to actually marketing to the wider market. It's good to have both, but when you're that small and you want to keep it that small, it's good to be connected with each other.
Thank you.
No phones, no. Park enough outside.
Home environment. Fur baby was in a